It's not easy to call a show the worst animated series to ever exist. Well, okay, it is technically easy as long as you have lips that you can move and a mouth that you can speak through. As long as you have a mouth, it is most likely very easy for you to say something is worse than pineapple on pizza. But to definitively say that out of all the cartoons that have existed, that you have found the one that is the worst cartoon to ever exist, that's a very big statement to make. The worst animated series of all time? Josh, didn't you just make a video talking about the Velma show? What animated series could be worse than that? Well, my incredible subscribers and people who watch my videos but have not subscribed yet, even though they should, I have definitively found the worst animated show to ever exist. And I am not exaggerating whatsoever. Today, we will be talking about the Problem Solverz. The show basically has three main characters: Alfie, Roba, and Horace. But if you watch the series, you will begin to know them as the annoying one, the more annoying one, and the most annoying one. I swear, all of the characters in the show suck. Alfie is the most annoying character. He's constantly just going around acting very stupid, but not in a funny way. He's like if someone who doesn't understand why Patrick from SpongeBob is funny tried to make a character inspired by Patrick. But even more obnoxious than his personality is his voice. Just listen to it.
I found us a problem. Well, it's that amount of pizza. Why didn't you save any for me? I'm starving.
Who thought that was a good voice? Who thought people would want to listen to a character that sounds like that, saying absolute nonsense for 11 minutes? And that's another thing, the voices. Now, if a show has bad voice acting, usually you shouldn't blame the voice actors, because when people get hired as voice actors for an animated series, what they are doing is they are voicing the characters how they are told to by the people in charge of them. So I am not blaming the actual voice actors. I don't know any of them. They might be very talented, but the voice direction in the show is terrible. I already mentioned Alfie's voice, but the other two main characters have terrible voices too. One of them sounds like he doesn't even care and got blackmailed into voicing the character, and one of them constantly has an annoying voice changing effect over his voice every time he speaks, to make him sound like
a robot.
The character designs in the show are awful too. It looks like the characters were drawn by a 5-year-old. But actually, I think even a 5-year-old could draw better than this. And there is also a character in the show who is like a scientist or whatever, and he is kind of a side character, but he's in multiple episodes, and I kid you not, his face looks like a butt. Anyways though, okay, how is the storytelling in the series? Does it at least have good writing? Well, no, it does not. But even if it did, it wouldn't matter, because the animation makes you want to stop watching the show immediately after you turn it on. The animation is literally the most awful thing about the series. I swear, dude, I am not kidding you. Watching the visuals of this series is even more painful than getting rejected by a hot blonde in front of 1 million people and then kicked in the nuts and pied in the face. I am not speaking from experience though. Don't believe me? See for yourself.
You must ride the coaster fast enough to reach the end of time. There awaits Eternitron, a giant time monster you must defeat. Hurry, before it's too late. Or too early.
And this is basically every episode, by the way. Or at least every episode of the show that I have watched. The show had so many non-stop, bright, flashing colors that it became infamous for being a show that literally gave some people seizures. And even if you are like me and not that sensitive to flashing lights, watching the show still feels like something you shouldn't be doing to your eyes. Like, you have to squint while watching it. I am wearing sunglasses right now, because if I wasn't, I would go blind.
Well, I can't play it. I'm already addicted to water, oxygen, social interaction. I don't need a new addiction.
Maybe this show was made to break someone's TV addiction. Hear me out. The show might actually be able to get someone who just sits around watching TV all day to go outside and touch some grass. Man, going outside sounds really good right now. Why am I torturing my eyes by watching this abomination of a series? But okay, if you want to talk for a minute about just how the show is written, we can do that. Let's talk about the comedy in the show. Or the lack thereof. Because the comedy in this show is so unfunny, it will shock you. Take this moment in episode 3.
Well, you see, a girl was treated unfairly, and we have to help her by getting her a Little Explorer semaphore badge.
Computing solution. Aha! You two must eat a whole box of salt.
Really?
I do what he says. Salty.
How does that help us?
It doesn't. Nice going, winners.
Classic prank.
Okay, so the setup is that there's an AI cat that is going to help the main characters with a problem they have. And the AI tells the characters to eat salt because it'll solve their problem. And then they do, and I'm sorry, that's it? That was like so funny, bro. I forgot to laugh. Speaking of things that are very funny, I used to find it kind of funny that some people blame video games for every violent act in America, but this TV show actually proves to me that video games do in fact cause violence. Because there's an episode of the Problem Solverz where the main characters play a video game that, I kid you not, is a violent assault on human eyes. I swear, this is me after watching just 1 second of the series.
Finally, the Krabby Patty is mine. Let's take a look at that secret formula, shall we?
In conclusion, what did we learn here today? I would tell you if I wasn't too blind now to see what I put in the script for this video. Look, jokes aside, the Problem Solverz is genuinely the worst animated show I've ever seen. And I literally just made a video talking about the terrible Velma show. This show is worse than that piece of garbage, because Velma is bad and annoying and unfunny, but at least it didn't give people seizures. At least watching it, even though it is a painful viewing experience, doesn't make you feel like you are actively staring at the sun to see if what people say about it is true. How, like, if you stare at the sun for too long, you will go blind. What were they even thinking when they made this show? I honestly do not know. I feel like the only logical explanation to how they even made a show this bad is that the people making it hated one of the studio executives and decided to try to make the most unwatchable show ever to spite him. But I just don't believe any thinking went into making this show. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Cartoon Post out.